Say hello to Scott Hall, the bad guy. And I've got a scoop for you. You want the latest inside info on pro wrestling? Check in the Breakdown Wrestling Podcast. You don't want to miss it, Chief.
Watch me break down, yeah. It's the breakdown, yeah. Watch me break down, yeah. Yeah. Engine blown out, put my face down, yeah. 808 bomb, bring the bass round, yeah. Watch me break down, yeah.
Yo, we're on.
We're live.
Watch me break down. Yeah, that's my version.
Breakdown Wrestling Podcast.
I can never get the fact that we're live. I can never get that. I don't think I'm ever going to get that.
We're live.
Live.
Fabian Sandow.
West 23rd Street.
Bringing you the best in wrestling news. Along here with who?
Strongman Mark.
And
I am strong, too. I deadlift over 400. I bench over 300. I squat over 300. It's over 1,000 pounds.
Let him know, bro.
You should challenge Mark Henry.
Nope. I don't think he deserves the honor.
There you go. Perfect.
And we got Joey Rants here in the building.
Oh.
He don't know what to say.
No, I was gonna shout out myself, but it's Joey Golden Era, and it's the one and only Joey Golden Era, aka Joey Rants, aka Christian, my Christian boy is overrated.
Christian Cage.
Christian, I guarantee he makes the Hall of Fame like next year.
Oh, because Edge is going to write a letter to Edge is going to sign a permission slip.
I don't see it. That's when it doesn't mean anything. Anyway,
So speaking of shout outs, I want to give a shout out to the bad guy, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, for showing us a lot of love for this podcast.
For that intro. Did you hear that intro, everybody? That's Scott Hall.
Yo,
that's Scott Hall.
That is the Scott Hall, Hall of Famer Scott Hall.
Like he said, you don't want to miss it.
Yeah,
he's right.
Miss it.
You don't.
You don't.
He was so good.
He keeps it so real. Yeah,
he's just so down to earth.
That's just one of many, man. A lot of these wrestlers have been showing us a lot of love.
They love us.
Be on the lookout. You never know who's going to pop up.
Yep.
Who's going to show us love.
Everyone loves us.
You never know. So, WrestleMania weekend, already got that covered. But let's talk about an event we've attended.
Yeah.
Big part of WrestleMania weekend. Wrestlecon.
Both days, by the way.
Both days. You guys hit up Saturday. I went Friday.
I went Friday
Joey
too.
Rants too.
Joey Rants.
Joey Rants put his work
more for him to rant on. That's what.
Yeah, I was like, Joey, I'm here. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna skip work.
Everything was overrated. Everything was overrated to Joey.
No, but it's funny because what Fabian said. Fabian was like, I'm like, where are you? What are you doing? He's like, I'm in WrestleCon. I'm like, what? Where is that? That's like 2 blocks away from my job.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm like, fuck my job.
Second job.
I'm gonna go.
But I tell you what, though, what'd you guys think of the experience overall? With like the way it was set up.
I loved it. I had so much fun.
And again, we grew up together. Marcus probably can agree. There's no reason why we never attended anything like that before.
You're
right.
right.
No reason.
You're absolutely right. I totally it was it was incredible. There was a point where we just kind of sat down because our kids were driving us crazy. They were wrestling. Like, they were like, psh, psh. Yeah. It's kind of funny.
Crazy.
But Ric Flair walks right by us.
Like nothing, right?
Yeah.
Although he looked beat up. Like he just wrestled a match. But it was just stuff like that.
It was amazing. It was, and you know what? It was just the amount of, again, we've been through it. So everybody that was there, we knew. You know what I mean? Excuse me.
We grew up on them. We grew up.
Everyone.
Yeah, and they've had like significant matches that like define wrestling. Just knowing like they're just like right there,
insane. Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
So I saw him.
Oh, he's beat up, man.
It's just you got to pay for them, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
But it's worth
it.
Right.
They need to make their money.
And that's the thing. It was great. It was amazing, and I'm mad that I didn't do it before. But we invaded. We did our thing.
The breakdown was live and ready there. It was great.
We made a mark, and I'm not talking about this guy sitting next to me. I'm talking about a real mark.
Yeah,
I am the real mark.
That's true.
Also, I like the layout too because apparently from what I've seen and from what I've heard from other people, usually the Wrestlecon is just one floor. So it's like crammed in with everyone. Mm-hmm. But here you had 3 different floors. So you had talent in different areas. So it was kind of well spread out.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, no, it was great. You met Bret Hart, right?
I waited 2 hours in line for Bret Hart.
I could have
skipped me.
I did skip. And I could have told my friend, like, I didn't want to do that because I don't.
I wouldn't have waited. I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
But Bret Hart looks like he's
he
a
looks
little
his
bitter.
age. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that. He looks a little
poor
older.
guy,
bitter.
man. Yeah, and it's funny because I got a gift from my sister a couple years ago.
You didn't give it to Bret Hart, did you?
No, it was a
You
Bret Hart
signed it.
action figure. It's still in the package. I brought it and I had him sign it. So now it's worth, I don't know,
$10.
$1,000.
Diablo.
$1,000, and then we'll see. You know, he's getting older.
$1,000.
You know,
He walks like to the left.
I feel bad, man. But like the guy, he was very exhausted. But I'm glad I got to sit down.
What'd you say to him? Because I know you guys exchanged little words.
Yeah, I said, Bret Hart, you're on my top 10 all time. I didn't even say he's the greatest. I said you're on my top 10 all time.
I mean, you're honest. No, good for you.
Yeah.
Being honest.
And I was like, good luck on at the Hall of Fame. You know, I'm glad the Hart Foundation, which is the greatest tag team of all time, getting inducted. He's like,
kissing his ass.
he's like, man, I appreciate it. He's like, you know, I'm just working on my speech, still finalizing a few.
Oh,
things.
really? He said that to you?
Ah, look at that.
Didn't you? But weren't you going to mention something? And I think you did, because your brother and I were talking about you
Montreal
should.
Screwjob?
No, because
I was gonna go there.
no, the
feel like he's talked about
the El Dandy promo.
Oh, the El Dandy promo.
Classic,
Oh,
funny.
man.
You never mentioned it to him?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because
That was probably one of the greatest promos of all time.
I was listening to you talk to him, and then he said, "Oh, I'll work hard on it." But I'm assuming I was just saying his speech.
The speech,
Got it.
yeah.
Got it. I thought, oh, you asked him?
I think the El Dandy thing was on the fly, but that was great. Heel Bret Hart in WCW, look it up. Amazing.
Even heel Bret Hart in WWF?
Yes,
was good.
yes.
But yeah,
Hart
heel Bret
Foundation.
Hart was good, and
Yeah.
I loved El Dandy's. Oh man,
It was funny. It was different. It was like you didn't see
he's a
him.
jam up guy. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really,
But I'm glad I got to meet a legend, Bret Hart.
But you know,
they were just all there.
the amount of legends. Who was even Ted Long was next to him, but then you had Ricky Steamboat,
Arn Anderson.
Steamboat was there. That's right.
Even some of the current guys, the
Atlas.
Lucha Brothers, like Pentagon Jr.
They were there.
and he's huge.
Yeah.
He's a
And
big
like,
guy.
but, you know, it's like
Everyone
it's
was
crazy.
big guys, though.
And I think in retrospect, we could have done a lot more. Said hi to a lot more people. It's funny again, and we'll jump around, but we're walking there, and it's a little overwhelming
Yeah.
because you have a lot of talent there.
There's a
but you have
lot of talent in one room, yeah.
So we're walking by, like it's their regular people. We walked by a table with Sags, Tito Santana.
Yeah,
remember that?
sitting together.
Sitting together, and,
talking.
and somebody else. We just walked past them like it was nothing. Meanwhile, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Tito Santana, legend,
El Matador.
pinned Undertaker clean,
That's a big deal.
huge.
Crazy. I remember walking by. You had already gone. You already left. But I was in one of the main levels, and I was going to the bathroom. And then I just see a table with the Rock and Roll Express. I'm like, hey, Robert Gibson, Ricky
speaking
Morton.
of that,
Those guys were awesome.
Look at this. They gave Marcus and Jacob. They actually
our sons.
stopped them.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
nice.
stopped them to give them these wristbands and some stickers, which they loved.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So they stopped him. Yeah, and they was like, "Hey guys, come here. Get some wristbands."
Yeah. He was like,
Show
hey,
him
brother,
love.
how you doing? I was like, I love that ring because he had the Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah.
on. I was like, yeah, man, it's cool.
Big guys.
Yeah, and we saw them too before. I'm like, "Oh, you guys are great." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." Yeah. They look good for their age.
That's just the craziest thing. But these guys are like
regular.
Yeah.
regular, but they're big dudes. Like they're.
You know who
tall.
else was great? Kevin Nash was awesome.
He was
Kevin
great.
Nash is so cool, man.
Kevin Nash couldn't stand up because his knee was messed up. That's what the
He's
guy
a
said.
big guy.
But he's like, you know what? Put the kids on my lap. Don't worry about it. And
he was really nice to the kids. He even he said he understood that Joey and I were kids at once and were fans.
He was like,
He
yep.
goes, let's do one with the with
Yep.
the
Too
dads
Sweet,
over
Too
here.
Sweet.
Yep. Gave our kids Too Sweet.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and he was really nice. I didn't expect that from him. I really didn't. Because
I didn't. It's just because
Yeah.
what we read.
But
yeah,
exactly
right.
what you
would
read.
think- yeah, no, but he's really cool. I also got to meet Renee Young, who was like,
Pretty.
yeah, she's very pretty,
I thought
very
so.
nice. I asked
Pretty
her,
woman.
is Dean gonna be there? I just asked her just out of nowhere.
What
She's
a Mark,
like-
what a Mark question.
Yeah.
I had to, but she's like, yeah, he'll be there, this and that. I was like, good luck at the commentating booth, but I guess we know how that turned out.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Oh,
you.
yeah.
You sound like a girl.
Look at you.
Oh, sorry. At least
But no, good because she sucks. But
Yeah.
that's another episode. But yeah, no,
not an episode.
it's just amazing. And then you have Enzo, and Enzo was
didn't meet him.
another cool guy, man.
Enzo he's a real one.
He is, and,
He's a
and,
real
He really,
and I,
really is,
and I-
right?
and I
He
told
really
him,
is.
and I told him, that name you have it encapsulates you amazing because
Yeah,
You, on the outside you think this guy's a jerk, right?
Yeah.
this guy is stupid and clueless.
He's playing a role.
He's saying hi to everybody.
He's saying
It's
hi
so
to
cool.
everybody, and you see him on Instagram and stuff like that. He's like for the kids. You know what I mean? He's he does what he does, and that's his choice. You
Yeah.
don't have to like it, but he's a good guy. As long as you're a decent human being,
The
That's
guy
all
could
it's great.
talk, man.
Beautiful. On
He
the
knows
mic.
he can't wrestle, and he doesn't care. But the guy can talk, and the fact that people believe what he's saying is the way he is everything.
As long as you can talk, like the way Enzo does, you'll always
Let
have
me
a
tell
job
you
in
something,
wrestling.
and I'm not, it's not far fetched. Enzo, this whole thing with the WWE, Enzo was creating a brand, and we had a discussion before about it.
Yes.
He was getting hotter.
You cannot get bigger than the business, right?
He was getting outside, interest. He was hot, and no Pat Patterson, and he was, he was it at one point.
Yeah.
And even if you hated on him, you still got the it. So, Enzo was a great guy.
Enzo was awesome, and I remember walking around seeing RVD. He was there with Katie Forbes. A lot of the ECW guys were there too. Sandman, Mikey Whipwreck, Shane Douglas.
It's crazy.
Francine. I was like, yeah, this is great. Like,
you just walk right past Mikey Whipwreck, and the guy, sacrificed his whole, body, and him not really being a wrestler, and you know what I mean. It's like it's crazy when you think back. Like
exactly.
Oh, shit,
Like, there was a line around the block for Ric Flair, man.
But by the way, and speaking of guys who just passed by, Shannon Moore.
Oh yeah,
He
Shannon
looked
Moore.
amazing.
He still looks
great.
good.
But he got no burn.
Yeah, I actually like looking back at it.
Right.
I should have
I
got
agree.
his autograph. I mean, you know what? Because
he was nice to the kids.
he was nice to the kids. Marcus called him. He was like, "Oh my God, guy looks like a monster."
Oh yeah.
And then Jacob's like laughing, and he laughed at it, and he didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't really have anybody.
But I showed him respect because I did say, and she's like, I'm like, you know who that is? He's like, no. It's like, that's Shannon Moore. You know? That's a wrestling legend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
he
think so.
kind of looked at me. It was like cool, but it's like a lot of the people there. And again, I always go back to this. Were either young guys, who didn't really know, right? Who just missed the boat on that, or just other professional wrestlers who just know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it was sad too seeing like some guys who were just like sitting there waiting for somebody to approach them.
Hornswoggle was empty,
Yeah.
and
Buff Bagwell was empty, but people know who.
Yeah.
He looks.
Yeah, he's getting there.
He looks like one of those guys that's really trying to hold on.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Buff Bagwell. I'm like, yo, can we get an interview with you? He'll probably be like, probably $100. Give me $150 for like a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, everyone says he's self-centered.
Yeah,
He was
can
always
tell.
like that. He was
Yeah.
just always like that.
Also, it was great seeing Vampiro. He was great
he
with
looked
everybody.
He looked great.
Yeah,
He was?
Vampiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him there, but I didn't.
I saw Lex Luger. Poor guy, man. But shout out to Lex
Whoa,
Luger.
he
Oh,
was
Lex
there?
was there. Yeah. Lex
He
How did he look?
He was
wheelchair,
sitting
bro.
down wheelchair. Yeah.
Slim.
Very slim.
What's it tilted?
And it sucks too because I read his book and it was an amazing book, by the way. Make sure you pick it up. I should have got him to sign it.
He's
That's
like very positive kind of
Yeah,
guy.
he
right?
found God and everything. He works with a pastor and helps out
Good.
kids and
He
everything.
can't walk ever
No,
again.
I don't think so.
Hacksaw was there.
Hacksaw was there.
Still
Barry
in.
Windham. Yeah.
That's
Barry Windham was there.
incredible.
Oh, that's right. Barry Windham was there.
$1 Million
man.
Man. Yeah.
Million
Yeah,
Dollar-
we saw him. Big guy.
Yeah, there was
too.
a lot of people.
Ted
there,
DiBiase's
man.
big. Yeah.
Arn Anderson's a big dude.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah.
I was kind of scared to approach him. I think I was scared.
He has like that drunk uncle type of.
yeah, exactly.
Like a drunk uncle, like you don't really want to talk to him when he's drunk. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's gonna like, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, like really manhandle you.
Ricky Steamboat. I didn't see his face.
I didn't really see Ricky Steamboat.
MVP was there. Big dude too.
was
Yeah.
there. And
He's
he
a
was
big
just
guy.
standing chilling.
Crime
who
Time?
else? Crime Time was exactly.
Big
Yeah.
dude.
Also, I
shape.
want to give a shout out to one of the coolest guys ever we got to meet at Wrestlecon, Santino Marella.
Santino's the man.
The man. He actually even had like real conversation with us, not
And-
just on some high.
And you guys know how I already feel about Santino to begin with, but just to meet him there, and this is Friday.
Yeah.
He was like willing. He wanted to talk to us.
Yeah.
And even like people behind us, or if there was a line, like he just didn't want us to leave. It's
Yeah.
not like he just wanted to speak.
I approached him and I was like, "Hey, Santino, what's going on, man?" He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "You should have won the 2011 Royal Rumble. I know it's you and Del Rio the last two.
Yeah.
You should have won." He's like, "You know what? A lot of people
A
say
lot of
that
people
to
said,
me." Yeah. So he's like, "Yeah, man."
been
He's
great.
like, "That would have been great." And then we were talking about the whole storyline with the Hunkameter. Remember?
yeah.
When he was chasing the Honky Tonk
Awesome.
Man's
I
record
really thought he was gonna do
every
it.
week. Yeah, he said the plan was. So you're gonna hear it first. Here, the Breakdown
Breakdown
Wrestling Podcast.
exclusive.
Oh.
Breakdown exclusive.
Santino said, creative told him, is like, listen, you're going to keep the belt for a year. So we're going to count this down every single week. But that last week, you're going to drop it. You're going to come so close. But he's like, then new writers came in and they just botched the whole thing.
Even that would have been awesome because that would have just played off the fact that Santino's almost there.
Yeah. You know how much pop he would have gotten every week? Like,
People
you
liked
would have looked
him.
forward to each match.
I loved him. I loved him.
I liked him a lot.
He was great in the ring. His gimmick was amazing. He was spot on in the gimmick. And even the shout out, he shouted us out in his gimmick and he turned it right on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Santino's all respect, man. And even his manager was like, dude, we do this all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll try to get him for an interview.
I
man.
would love to have him as one of the first interviewees.
Yeah.
Here.
Santino
Santino
was
good.
the man. Even a lot of the females at WrestleCon, like Candice Michelle, Kelly, all good. All good. So,
shout out to Mark. Oh my God, I'm bad with this. One of the coolest guys.
Marty
Again,
the Moth?
Marty the Moth.
Marty the Moth.
Marty the Moth was the man.
We held the belt, the Lucha Underground champion.
Dude, he liked some of our stuff before at WrestleCon.
yeah.
Before we even met him.
Yeah.
And like me and Marcus were like, "Is he here?" I'm like, like, no, he can't be here. You know what I mean, he was there.
He's really cool guy.
Wow.
Oh man, so we are in his. Hopefully, he has a
vlog
vlog.
coming out,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he got us on the vlog.
He's
and
so good with the kids again. He just seems like he just loves what he's doing.
Nice.
yeah, no,
living
and,
a dream.
yeah, and he obviously he's an up and comer, right? So and he's just like, dude, it's all love here. You guys are up and coming. I am. If we can show each other, it's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. No,
I think he
it's
charges for an autograph. We have to pay for the autographs.
so for an autograph. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter because he had a shout out. He showed love. You drew a picture. He had
Yeah,
to
they
draw-
got a picture of.
Yeah.
It was all great.
WrestleCon overall is a great moment, man, for the kids and for if you're a true wrestling fan. It's always great to see like the people you
Yeah.
watched.
I mean,
you idolized.
Next time I won't bring the kids, but
Yeah. Next time I was a kid there,
yeah.
but
No offense to the kids, but you guys have.
I'm gonna go into the awkward part. Awkward was
Who?
Mr. Joey Ryan. That was
Tell him.
And
tell
I
him.
don't think he wasn't an asshole. He wasn't a
No.
jerk.
No.
He wasn't whatsoever. There seemed like something was on his mind because it was really awkward, and it bothered me because it was my first. This is my first WrestleCon. I think he was our first.
I think it was the first interactions. Yeah.
First interaction with a wrestler.
Maybe they canceled the penis party.
No, because that went huge.
I don't know what it was. It wasn't us. It was something else.
No, he
But
wasn't disrespectful.
He wasn't. No. He's actually
He just
really
seemed like
cool.
something was bothering
It
him.
seemed like he was like hungover or.
What did you say? It's like he knew he was gonna die and like.
Yeah, it's like someone told you someone's going to assassinate you between the hours of 8 and 3, but you don't know when it's going to come. You know what? Here we go. Here's the best, I guess, way to put it. It was like he's cheating on his wife, right? And and she took the phone and she jumped inside the bath. She went into the bathroom and locked the door. That's exactly.
while she's in the bathroom. Yep, I know too.
That's what he looked like. Like his wife had his phone. 'Cause it was just.
Yeah, no, he was awkward as.
But he's a fan of the show.
He's a
so
fan.
He's a
He's
fan,
a fan
of
of
the
the
show.
show.
Shout out to Joey Ryan.
I hope he feels better.
I hope he feels better because that was.
Maybe
I'm a fan of his. I
maybe
like
we
his
should have took a
stuff.
picture of us, touching his dick.
I like his work. He's in great shape.
Everybody
He's
else
just a nice guy.
he looks good. Yeah,
he looks
He's
really
cool.
good.
He's cool.
But he was just like,
It was
it was
just
just like
really
he was
weird.
sad. I'm like, what are you sad about, bro? You
Took
know?
a picture with the kids.
The
Yeah.
kids just looked like, okay, what's
It
wrong
was
with
just.
this?
It was just.
Even my son was like, yo, what's wrong
Was
with this?
there? Here's a question for you guys, because I know, like, my experience on Friday was cool for the most part. Was there any wrestler that really like was kind of a dick, or just was like standoffish with you guys?
Like Jake the Snake, we took pictures with him, right? And he was it was like more standoffish type thing.
Jake the Snake.
He made it clear that you only take one picture,
Yeah, per
and we had our
person.
kids with
Yeah.
us too. I mean, I said offline.
He didn't care about the kids.
Yeah, I said offline that
He wasn't bad. We just didn't care.
And you're right, because I said off the air that he earned the right to be a little dickish. But you know what? No, fuck that.
No,
You know what I mean,
man,
like
he almost died.
he
should
almost
be
died.
thankful for every second.
Yeah, and the fans are the ones who paid for his, crap. You know what I mean? His things. He should be kissing our ass.
Yeah.
He should be the one that's kissing our ass.
The most.
You know what, Jake? I'm a little disappointed in you, Jake. DDP, talk to your boy.
Yeah, but I'll go to the 180 with that is Scott Hall. First of all, the line was wrapped around, and he
Scott
was
Hall. I'm sorry to cut
Class
you off.
act.
Scott Hall had the biggest line, second to Ric Flair.
Yeah, second to Ric Flair.
Wow.
Mind you, Ric Flair is like a walking god. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know that's
Yeah.
you know.
Ric Flair,
Other than
right.
that, it was Scott Hall, and we waited on that freaking.
We
line
waited for like half hour
with kids,
with kids.
with uncontrollable little boys who are hopped up on sugar and soda.
Scott Hall is always one of my favorites. Like, he's the
He's
man.
my top guy.
And he had every right to be like, all right, no, your man was like,
took his
whatever
time with
they
everyone,
want.
by the way.
Yeah, whatever you want, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
He was great. You know that's my Hulk Hogan.
I
do
agree.
want to meet Hulk Hogan
Yep.
though. I've never met Hulk Hogan.
That's
But
on the list.
I didn't want to wait
we'll meet
online
Hogan.
for Nature Boy,
Nope.
but Scott Hall, I was doing that.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He couldn't have been any nicer. Especially with the line he had, right? He had a lot of stuff to do. So no, it was good. I know, I'm ultimately gonna get to him, but I wanted to see who else was a little but everybody else was cool. Everybody else was
We saw Kelly, Candice Michelle, Mark Henry, Godfather. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people.
shout out to Godfather, who switched from Godfather to Papa Shango.
That's awesome.
That's what's up, man.
That
That's
was cool.
dedication.
Yeah,
He was like the Godfather for 1 hour, and then he came back.
That's how
and
you
it's
got to do
Papa
it. Just
Shango.
have fun with it.
You know who was sad walking by? I saw Marty Jannetty. I think we saw him walk by.
Marty, yeah, he had his own.
No, but
next
his
Joy Ryan.
ankles and like he's not even walking straight anymore. He walks
no,
like
I
at
know.
a slant.
Well,
and
he showed that on a video shoot interview.
yeah,
It's really like that. I think he had the same sneakers on too.
yeah, because I saw him hugging RVD, and then and if you look at behind Marty Jannetty's table, he had a design of the barbershop.
Yeah.
Right, so it's just like,
And that's cool. You take pictures of the barbershop and stuff like that. Which
no,
is,
but I feel for Marty. I know he's gone through a lot, for many years, and he's been hurt. He's always like blamed WWE, I guess, for not taking care of him. But we'll get into like taking care of wrestlers.
Yeah. I always wonder like why these guys, if they use them on a WWE network, like they don't have to pay them like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but like just like a little, like a
They own all the content. They don't.
They don't need to.
like a quarterly.
They don't need to.
Or something.
No.
don't need to.
Well, they probably do, but they don't support.
No.
They don't. Medical insurance is expensive, so.
But yeah, I mean, they don't need to. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Let me get into this because there was one person there that I have an issue with.
Uh-oh.
And I've always had an issue with this person from a behind the curtain standpoint.
You solidified it.
But this solidified it 155%. So we're there, right? We're getting autographs, taking pictures, yada yada yada, right? Scott Hall, beautiful, right? We're looking at Booker T from afar. He was treating everybody great.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Treating everybody amazing.
He was.
Everybody else was just like cool, right?
Right.
I said, you know what? The day was ending. Christian's table was empty.
I'm surprised you were there. By the way, he had a line earlier.
He had a line
surprised you
earlier.
went.
I shouldn't have went, but I was like, you know what? I got a little extra cash. Let me see if I can get a picture. Let me ask him if he wants to shout out the podcast, right? No problem. Because we did ask, other guys. Yeah, no problem. We'll help you out. We'll shout you out, of course. We love your podcast.
Right.
Okay. No problem. Christian, what's up, man? No. Okay, so you got to talk to the managers first, right? Just say, no. Listen, will he shout out the podcast? Yeah, sure. Just ask him. Oh, cool. All right, no problem. You know?
Right.
Everybody else was cool, right? Eric Bischoff was amazing.
Yeah.
Scott Hall was amazing. These guys are way bigger than Christian, right? Comes up to Christian. All right. And it's me, it's me and my son. What do you guys want to do? Mind you, there's nobody behind me. Nobody behind me. But just like people walking by. So there's no rush, right? So there's right there, me and him. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what do you want to do? Do you mind just shouting out a podcast? He looks at his manager, he looks at me. And it was like 5 minutes of just silence. He was like, I'd rather not. I'm like, this overrated. Why did I come over here? This mother.
Yeah.
So then his manager's like, yeah, because he has a podcast. Are you fucking kidding me?
Competition, man. We're competition.
Yeah, we are, but
He's threatened.
Are you kidding me? But like, you know,
that
like,
big of a deal.
I'd rather not. Dude, I just got a fucking shout out from Eric Bischoff.
Who has 83 Weeks podcast, by the way.
Exactly.
Oh, who's Eric Bischoff?
But
my man.
Right. But even if he wasn't, he has a bigger podcast than this stupid guy's podcast. I mean, and you know, if Edge was there, obviously it would have probably been a different story. But since he didn't have Edge to sign his permission slip to do anything,
Edge is the biggest star.
Although I don't see him as a top.
But you know, me neither. Edge is a little overrated también.
Yeah.
But I said también. I mean as well. But you know, back to Christian. You know, again, nice guy. He was a nice, I guess, whatever. But that doesn't change the fact that you are one of the most overrated guys. Like you're like the modern day Michael Hayes. You're lucky to have to have Edge in your corner. Like that's great. Because if you didn't, my man, you have nothing to offer in the wrestling business by yourself. I'm sorry. Christian Cage, you didn't do it for me in TNA.
Right.
Captain Charisma.
That was all right. The Peeps.
Didn't buy it.
The Peeps, yeah.
Never bought
Mid-card
it.
status. Yeah.
He didn't have the look for me. Or
It
the
was
body
forced.
or nothing.
It was forced.
Here's another spoke on the wheel.
He was, yeah. he still doesn't know the spoken wheel.
The wheel's
So,
going to keep turning.
listen, man, you know, if our paths ever cross, I would love to have a sit down with you and, you know, we can chat how you're overrated.
He can apologize.
And and he probably will apologize because we're gonna get bigger, right? This podcast is gonna get huge, and you're gonna wish you're gonna be on it. And I'm gonna see if I can say. And if when we get that email that says, "Hey," because we're gonna have a big production company, but we'll get there. We get that email saying, "Hey, you know what? Edge and Christian wants to get on." I'm like, Edge, no problem. You, I'd rather not.
I love it. It goes all full
Oh,
circle,
man.
right?
Christian really got you hot and bothered. No Pat Patterson.
Well, I'm surprised that I'm there and like Joey Rants over here kind of walks off to the side and says, "I'll be right back," and that's where he goes. And I was very surprised.
And I should've
really surprised. And it's just a classic case of you just kind of not to do it.
Yep.
And then you end up doing it, and I shouldn't have done it.
Because I figured he has some sort of base, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what? We've done a lot of the old school guys. Let's see a little. I should have went to Mick Foley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't even bother with him.
Yeah.
Me either.
And that's
He
what
doesn't
gets
do
me
it for
pissed
me.
off. You know, like I'm over here talking to Christian, but meanwhile, you know what I mean? Like, again, Tito Santana. I should have got
Coco Beware?
Coco B. Anybody.
Greg Valentine was there, too.
Greg
Yeah,
Valentine.
together,
Marcus.
Alexander Bagwell.
No, what's
Val Venus. Did you guys see
Val
him?
Venus.
Yes, we did.
My man is old right now.
Good for him. I
Good
think
for-
he,
he
I
looks
think he
like
just
he-
lost weight because he smokes weed all day.
He just chills.
doesn't care.
He
Wow.
looks
Him.
comfortable. We actually saw him outside, and he was
smoking a vape.
Vape, which
Yeah.
was marijuana.
Good for him.
Good for him.
You know what?
He makes money off of that too.
And there's no like, oh, look at him. He looks
No,
bad.
it
No,
just looks-
he's chilling.
He's chilling.
Shout out to Val Venus for living his best life. Living the best
Sean
life.
Morley.
Yeah. Melina was there, too. She was very nice.
Melina
was there?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
She was there?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to meet her.
And then Johnny Impact with his
Giant-
girl.
but he was good too. He was very
seems like
nice.
a
I
dick
did a show with
sometimes.
him.
He seems like a dick sometimes.
No, he was nice.
Yeah.
I did a show with him in
Oh, yeah, we were there.
Laboom,
We
him
were
and
there.
his wife. They were very nice to us, and he took pictures with everyone. But I mean, he stood with his wife. Like them two stood together wherever they were at, and they're like, we
Okay.
didn't really see them much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, he was nice. Again, I could have went with him, but I fucking chose
anyway, I wouldn't have paid for him.
Captain Charisma.
Johnny Impact. No, but I hear you. It sucks when you figure everyone's nice, but there's
It's a
always
big
that
deal in
one.
Mexico.
But
you know that?
But you know what?
Yeah.
You don't figure everybody's nice. I didn't figure Kevin Nash was gonna be nice at all. I thought it was gonna be just as
He
nice
was
as
great.
it could be. It was lovely. I didn't figure Jake the Snake would be not nice.
Oh, so it's opposite.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
You never know. You know
Like
what
I
mean?
would love to like hang out with Kevin
So
Nash.
he wasn't like not.
He
not
wasn't
nice.
a dick. It was just he wasn't as friendly as he should have been,
right.
especially
yes.
considering where he's come from.
What we see, but that just goes to show it's like smoke and
Mirrors. Yeah, smoke and mirrors. Again, I'm not saying Jake Snake is on
Might have had a
Christian
bad day,
level.
yeah.
Right.
Right,
Again, he's older. You know, he's probably on meds. You know what I mean? So
Looks like they have a lot of fun doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great. You see them all hugging each other and saying, "Hey."
Everyone says what's up. Yeah.
Because it's work.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Agree.
Yeah, we see it as something
They get
else,
paid.
but
They get paid nicely off of this thing too.
they do pretty well.
Yeah.
If you have to tally up the numbers,
Yo, people
Rob Van
waiting.
Dam had a big line, and people were waiting. Yo, I'm sorry to cut you because I didn't want to say I'm talking a lot, but Ric Flair, first of all, yeah.
Ric
But
Flair had a big line.
Ric Flair had a huge line waiting for him.
$60 autograph too, by the way.
Took his time sitting down, right? There was a point where we had to cross through the line. He was on his cell phone. He was texting, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And he was just taking his time texting. People were just waiting.
That's it.
Yeah,
Controls the crowd.
$60, and you figure there was probably 100 people on that line?
Yeah, it
at
was,
least. Yeah.
At
Crazy.
least. Because that's just throwing a number
and that's
out
just
there.
a picture, right? Or I don't know.
That's
if
just
that
an
was,
autograph.
6 times
I think a photo op
$6
would be like
grand
80.
right there. It's just, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I can see why his wife stuck by him because people probably pay her to take a picture too.
Right.
Insane, but
Yeah,
crazy.
and you know who else was nice too? Scott Norton.
Scott Norton. He was sitting by Jake the Snake.
He was
Right?
sitting by
Yeah.
Jake the Snake.
He was, and
and he was telling my son,
Yeah.
because my son had the replica belt on, and he asked, "Who'd you be for that belt?" And then he pointed at me. I was like, "Oh, I wouldn't mess with him." So I kind of got gassed up because Scott Norton's like,
Why don't we do a
Scared me.
Joey Rants versus Scott Norton? Let's book
No,
it.
I wouldn't
Let's
even
do an
want
indie
to
show.
book
Let's
it.
get in the ring.
you gonna put him over?
I rather fight Christian Cage.
I think Christian Cage will kick your.
I hope so.
It's good for TV.
Good for
What's
TV.
his finishing move? I'm prettier.
I don't know.
Let's ask Edge.
Oh,
Christian. But he might be a nice guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying he's just
but
overrated.
think about it like this though: if you're spending 1 minute per person and Ric Flair is charging $60 an autograph, you just made $240 in 4 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm saying.
And there's a line.
There's a
massive line.
Yep.
Yeah, that dude's line was rich. It was a rich line. It was a lot.
Bret Hart's too.
Bret Hart as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bret Hart, man.
I'd rather
poor
see
guy. I
Ric
saw him
Flair.
walking around.
Yeah.
These guys are beat
He
up.
walked right by us too when he had to take a break.
Yeah,
and
he
all
was just
that.
standing. He's
Yeah.
tall glass of water too.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, who? Yeah, everybody else was cool, man. Everybody else was cool, and it was like a.
So Ellsworth.
I saw him there too. Yeah.
You know what? I was a fan of his. I liked his momentum, but when I heard about, and I don't know if it's true or not, but
wasn't there some controversy?
Yeah,
The
like
little girl
him
line?
sending pictures to.
Yeah.
I kind of lost
Mm-hmm.
it from, but I was hoping he would have got the belt.
Oh, so Victoria. She
Victoria.
Was
She
Gail
was
Kim
nice
was
too.
there
Oh,
too
Gail,
later on.
Shout out to Gail Kim, man.
Gail Kim.
Gail
Really?
Kim.
Sweet woman.
She's very sweet.
Gail Kim
I think
is-
she's one of the best in ring of
Agree.
all time.
Agree.
Still.
Of all time, and I would love to see like a dream match with her and Charlotte. That'd be awesome.
Oh, they tear the house down.
What? But she like set the. I think she set the bar for women's in ring. You know what I mean? Like
Agree.
if you want to roll, because this was what, late '90s. She started.
No, she started
or
like
2000?
early 2000, like
Okay,
2005.
Very voice.
whatever.
So,
but she's great.
Yeah.
And she's a fan of the podcast as well.
Yeah.
So
She told us, yeah.
shout out to her. She's hot too. For her age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? Overall, it's just a great experience because it's like you kind of lose the fact. I don't know. You're just like a kid in the candy store. It was like 'cause you grew up watching these people. It's like, oh wow, there's this person.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
saw Jay Lethal there.
Jay Lethal was he didn't have a table. He was there as a fan,
just walking around.
just walking around.
Wow.
He was with the genius.
He wanted to see everybody, so he sat down. Every table you walk by, it was like him just talking.
You
to
know
the
who
guy.
was nice
Cabana
too? Cole
was
Cabana.
a nice guy.
By the way, he's a fan of the podcast.
He's a fan of the podcast. He
Cole
told us.
Cabana was a really another guy who makes
He
a
asked
living
for
on
stickers.
podcasts.
He asked for stickers.
Right.
He is a podcast like
He's a podcast pioneer.
starter. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He landed the CM Punk interview.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Right,
Also
but he's
got
been
in trouble, but
podcasting
whatever.
since 2010. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and it's a really great podcast. Competition, you know what I mean?
Right.
He didn't care about
you
that.
look like him when he endorsed us. You're kind of like competition. Remember? He was like,
Right. And it's
"You
like,
watching us?"
Yeah, you watching? You watching? You know, he took his time to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
and he has a podcast.
And he will always be cemented in one of the greatest promos of all time because CM Punk shouted him out.
yeah,
with a pipe bomb.
exactly.
He will
Still,
always
that's-
be.
That's the best promo of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You think a promo that should be shown.
Agree.
Promo
Agree.
class at
Yeah.
NXT.
No, it should, but you
Oh,
know,
also, let's talk about Jonathan Coachman. Dude is jacked.
yo, he's a big
Is
dude.
he?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
I know he's a big dude.
I walked past him. I'm like, yo, Fabe, Jonathan Coachman's big. He's like, really? Again,
I
no Pat
I
Patterson.
did a double take. I was like, wow.
Yeah. No Pat
Crazy.
Patterson.
He's like jacked.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He looks like a big wrestler.
Oh, okay. I just thought he was a big guy.
Yeah, he's a jam up guy.
Yeah. We'll see if the breakdown is at Tampa next year for WrestleCon, and that's Hogan.
You gotta book it.
That's Hogan's neck of the woods, so we could just go to Hogan's Beach Shop and
I
meet
would
the man himself.
love to spend like a little, dude. We should actually think about that.
yeah.
Let's speak on that offline with some margaritas.
No, absolutely. You can make a whole trip out of it.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
WrestleMania.
We could drive there.
We could do a nice
coming
road trip.
back would be the worst, but
It's not that.
No,
it's
and
'cause-
we'll do a live episode from
Tampa's right in the
WrestleCon.
beginning.
no, it's not. Tampa's
Somewhat,
like to
somewhat.
the right.
It's to the
It's
west.
like 4 hours from Miami.
It's to the west.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
But not everything falls and ends in Miami, right?
Yeah, I know.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
gonna
That's
say,
all you know.
everything's
Just because I'm going this summer.
No, because I've driven there recently, actually. So you start off at Jacksonville. So, but from Jacksonville, I think it's probably like 2 hours west.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you. But no, we should make a trip out of it. And then who knows? Maybe the breakdown will host live from
Watch your
WrestleCon.
breakdown.
Yeah. Who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. Out of all the wrestlers we've seen, I mean, there's probably more, but
But next year we're gonna see a lot of released WWE talent at WrestleCon, right?
the AEW guys were there. Actually,
Who?
in WrestleCon,
Yeah, SoCal
SoCal
crew,
the crew, those three guys,
Frank Kazarian,
yes.
Oh, I saw Christopher Daniels too.
Yeah,
they were there.
They were walking around. Yeah,
and the other guy.
and the other guys.
And
I don't want to say.
but you won't see Cody or anybody there.
Whatever.
But I could see like next year. You know, we could see like Shinsuke Nakamura got his own table. You know, he'll probably be released. As for
I think he'll.
Sasha
I think
Banks.
he'll stay there with
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks, please.
the revival. You know,
They're not gonna get released, bro.
you never know.
Yeah, no,
They're gonna keep them.
Yeah. So WrestleCon, again, if you guys have never experienced it, please do.
You
It's
should.
such a great experience for
So
any
much fun.
wrestling fan, young, old.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
great
No,
overall.
I agree. Speaking of WrestleCon, you know, one of the things that we noticed, a lot of the wrestlers, especially the old school wrestlers, you know, when they got up and walked to the bathroom, these guys were hurting,
Oh yeah,
hurting, and
they
that's
risked a lot for us.
dude, and that segues to the I'm using segue a lot, but I like the word segue.
yeah, it has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so like, you know, and if I'm sure you guys heard about, you know, like 2 weeks ago, John Oliver did a piece on, you know, on the way these guys are treated, you know, and specifically with like, you know, Vince McMahon, how he doesn't give a shit about, you know, like early wrestler deaths and, you know, how these guys are not compensated whatsoever. You know, these guys are independent contractors, but they signed, you know.
Right. That's always been the controversy, right? Because if you're an independent contractor, you set your own schedule. But in theory, they're
Right.
not because you're under contract with the
It's
WWE.
weird.
And it's an exclusive contract.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything else. So it's counter, like probably illegal.
Yeah.
Probably
Because
but-
you're doing what they tell you to do, but
Yeah.
you're an independent contractor. It makes no sense.
Well, he has the same lawyer, that Jerry McDivitt, and that guy's gotten away with.
Right. So
That guy's been his right hand man
They're-
for 25 years. So.
they're doing something.
They're doing
not
something.
right. Yeah. But you know, shout out to John Oliver and that piece, because that piece
Good
was
piece.
beautiful. I've seen a lot of pieces on wrestling that shows that don't normally show wrestling, and it's chock full of mistakes. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Names of wrong people. Your man does his research, and he's an
And it's
Emmy
funny
Award winner.
because after his piece, apparently it got a lot of mixed reviews because like people backstage were like, "Oh, you know, here we go again, talking about this whole independent contractor stuff. You know, WWE has a wellness policy now. They take care of their talent now. If people have a drug problem, they can enroll because they're previous talent. But a lot of guys are saying like, "Yo, this is a home run hit." You know, this is
no, and it's true because it's
they want to change the industry.
It's national, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you know, it's not people in the industry talking about the industry. Somebody outside of it,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, hopefully this gets traction because, again, what we've seen in WrestleCon, man, it's sad.
A lot of guys
it's
are hurting,
really
man.
sad, and these guys, you know, Marcus said it best. You know, like when the lights are on, they somehow find a way to turn it on. You know,
Yeah.
but damn, when that curtain closes and the lights are off, man, you know what I mean? It's like, it sucks, and even the people you don't think are hurt, they're hurt, you know.
Yeah.
But
And a lot of guys die early too, like even like King Kong Bundy, man, rest in peace. The guy was only like what, 60? Like,
And that's all affected by wrestling. It's not like, he had a bad diet. Like, no, it's probably because of, a lot of things that he's done to his body to make sure that he's fine.
Yeah.
But that piece was great. They showed the clips of McMahon doing being asked about wrestler death, and he straight up like, "What do you want me to do about it?" You know what I mean? I have nothing to do with that. Straight up denying it, and nobody questions it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the thing. It takes somebody from another realm,
right,
to be like, "What are you talking about?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you mentioned the CM Punk thing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, CM Punk tried to do it, and that's somebody who's telling you his whole truth, and it's all like, you can't believe everything he says.
Exactly.
We're gonna put him in law. Yeah. So, the more other people say it, I think it'll get traction.
Yeah, and I think Vince is always like, as long as you're under contract with WWE, we're gonna take care of you, like health wise. Obviously, you need any surgeries, anything like that. But once you are gone, that's it.
They gotta pay. So they gotta pay for their health care. I think
wrestlers pay their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pay for their own health care.
Right.
They're not under any health plan at all. I guess it's because WWE pays you so well that you could afford it. But once you're gone, that's it.
That's what Roddy Piper said. And, his last meaningful interview, right?
Yeah.
He was like, wrestling has a beautiful entry plan, right? You got the glitz, the glamour, the fame, the money.
Mm-hmm.
You get, you're on TV, beautiful. No exit plan.
I agree.
You're put out to pasture.
Yeah.
And even John Oliver had to say it, because we knew this already, right? Everything that John Oliver said, we knew. Right. So hopefully, he'll that expand to a broader audience. But Bret Hart said it. You put out to pasture, but these guys, they don't know anything else.
Right.
So, this takes me to like the China incident, right? What do you expect China to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you put her out to pasture. She has to find a way to make money now.
Yep.
She doesn't know anything else but wrestling.
Yep.
So what's easy? Porn. What's easy? Using her name for something.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do? Be an accountant? I mean, you can't do that.
She could, but
that's years.
Not the attraction.
Right. Yeah.
And then you fault her for doing these things that you're the reason. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And China's is just an example of it.
Yeah.
And you see these guys have to put their tails between their legs and come back to WWE. Even Bret Hart doesn't want to be there. Give me a break. Bret Hart doesn't give a shit about come on.
Yeah.
They killed his brother. Give me a fucking break. He doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, that's why WWE's got the industry like.
It's sad. It's sad, and again, it kills me. This Triple H stuff kills me when you look at it from that perspective, right? Triple H gets a WrestleMania payday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Triple H gets to go back to the office and don't have to put wear and tear on his body, and you know what I mean, and pick and choose where he wants to do. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, he gets benefits because he's in WWE.
Well, he's an
employee.
Yeah.
He's an office employee. Yeah.
So when you
talent should have health insurance, like medical plan, have a pension plan.
It's expensive though.
That's why they don't want to do it. But from what I was seeing or hearing, AEW is going to change that.
Good, I hope so.
Wrestlers are going to get health insurance.
That's tricky though,
and that's going to force WWE to do that because wrestlers will walk out.
Good.
Yeah, but it's tricky. You know why? Because apparently AEW, you're going to have to work for them only. Why would they let you work somewhere else?
WWE does that. But that's what I'm saying. If you're an employee of them, then that's fine. You can't work anywhere else.
Yeah.
You have the right to say you have to stay here. If you're independent the only reason why they're independent contractors is because they don't want to pay insurance. Yeah. That's it.
Exactly.
But they have them sign an exclusive contract. So I think it's separate. It's separate from their contract of, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like
that'll change the whole wrestling industry.
I don't think it'll happen.
I think they'll try. I think Cody Rhodes, because you know how much headlines that will make for AEW in such a positive light.
It would.
Like wrestlers would be like, wow, and WWE doesn't offer this shit? Like, yo, that's it. We're gonna form some union or something. It will force Vince's hand.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if
I kind of hope that happens though.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, we're talking down the line. But we'll see. A union has to be formed. Yeah, I think that's the difference. You
want to make a name for yourself. You want to work for WWE.
Yeah. But just make sure you have an action, like go to school. Make sure you have something else to do after wrestling. Like you can't be your end all.
Yeah,
be all,
like
right?
look, you had IRS, right? He was a,
No, he wasn't.
Was he?
Oh man, John Oliver's thing was good.
Was a good segment.
It was a really good segment. He did his research. It's sad though, and it's he's like and he made a good point. He's like character wise, Vince McMahon was an asshole. Realistically, Vince McMahon is an asshole. And
I haven't heard any good things about him.
Let's not forget about that. You know what I mean? Like, listen, if this podcast blows up, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we're gonna speak the truth, right?
Yeah.
I don't agree with Vince McMahon ever. I've never agreed with that. Even when he was an on-air talent, I really thought that he put himself in positions, and I won't even go there. But you with the antics and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, during Ruthless Aggression era, he was getting out of hand. And like Stacy Keibler dancing on the table on his lap and making out with Trish Stratus.
It was all for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he had, and I'm surprised that doesn't come out the woodwork especially with all this this Twitter controversy stuff,
sexual misconduct, right?
So
Vince, absolutely.
Again,
I'm sure.
So he knows. I don't know, but I just think that it needs to change. And again, seeing it firsthand,
right
now I'm mad that I spent money to take a picture with yada yada yada, but I walked past Sags and you know what I mean, and Tito Santana and even Shannon Moore.
Yeah,
these guys need it. No offense, Ric Flair. You have a name.
He's well off. Yeah, he'll always be taken care of.
You're good. You know what I mean? RVD, you're good. You're still young. You still have other stuff to do. Jake the Snake, it's just, these other guys, man. It's
some of these guys have GoFundMe pages because they need help to pay for
Jannetty, man.
surgery.
Jannetty was bad.
Yeah.
He looked bad, bro. And I understand
he's got like no ankles, man.
And people want to blame them. Like, obviously, you're an adult, right? You can make your own decisions.
Right.
But that's
all
fueled.
they have to fall back on, though.
That's fueled by your career.
Yeah.
Right? So, I'm not saying that's exactly what happens to everybody.
Right.
But like in Jannetty's case, I'm sure that, he's a lot of these guys move on to drugs to deal with injuries.
Right.
And that's a gateway to other shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know Jannetty was a boozer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people will say, "Oh, well, he's an alcoholic." Yeah, but what's the real, deep down? You know what I mean? Like, what's the cause of it?
Exactly. Right.
And it's wrestling.
And it's sad too because a lot of wrestlers don't want to wrestle, but they have to.
Yeah. And that's what Roddy Piper said.
Yeah.
I love Roddy Piper, man, and he kept it real. He's like, my pension. I got to wrestle again at 49. He did this interview when he was 49. I got to wrestle. There's nothing else I can do because my pension doesn't start at 65. And he's like, let me tell you something. I'm not making 65.
And he didn't.
He made it 61.
He didn't make it. Yeah.
So Pete, they know. Some guys know that it's done.
It's sad, man. Hopefully, AEW could change the game or something could happen because these wrestlers need help, man.
So one more thing, if you listen to my Ronda Rousey rant, and when I say it's a shame that you make fun of the business and say that, like, think about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Think about Roddy Piper. Think about everybody else who died because of this business, and you calling it fake and making fun. You know what I mean? And that's what kills me about it.
Yeah. And I know you mentioned a lot of people don't agree with Vince McMahon, but there was another guy who doesn't agree with Vince, and that's why he stepped down as head of creative on SmackDown. Road Dogg. Did you guys hear about that?
It was because he didn't agree with Vince?
Yeah, he had a fallout with Vince. Road Dogg, Jesse James.
I'm sure that happens a lot.
Yeah, because Road Dogg would Skype with Vince all day, and then he'd travel part-time to Connecticut and then go back to Florida, like working all day writing the script for SmackDown, only for Vince McMahon at the last minute to rewrite the whole thing.
Micromanage? Yeah.
So he's like, yo, I'm busting my ass writing SmackDown, but yeah, at the last minute, I'm doing all the traveling, but yeah, Vince changes everything, the whole script.
Yeah, so people are like, oh, that's how he is. But you don't have to, good for him. If that's the truth, good for him.
Yeah, so Road Dogg was like, fuck this, man. I can't deal with it. None of my ideas are going to be shown anyway. So,
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I'm sure because he's Triple H's boy, he still has a role in the company.
It's like any other job.
He didn't get fired from WWE.
You don't want to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
Someone that is not there physically to do it, and you're doing it, and the micromanaging, it just doesn't work.
I think that Vince McMahon lives in his own world.
Yeah.
Who said it?
But did CM Punk say it best? Maybe this company will be better off once Vince McMahon dies.
I agree 100%.
I agree
he
too.
Also said That's not true. Like it won't.
Oh, because
No,
it's gonna be at.
Oh, but it won't.
It's gonna be run by.
I think it will. I think
doofus.
Triple H will make it better. Absolutely.
If he's well, I think Triple H is probably main event every
Triple
pay-per-view.
H keeps an eye on what's going on in the Indies.
Yeah,
he Vince doesn't know like AJ's there. All of this.
I agree.
AJ Samoa Joe is because Triple H. Not
With all
Vince
that
McMahon.
Triple H does good, he just fucks it up with all his all his main event and main eventing stuff and all this nepotism that he just it just pisses me off. He wants to be a Hall of Famer. That's what
he
DX
is going to be a Hall of Fame. Absolutely.
But he wanted to be a Hall of Famer. That's why DX is in the Hall of Fame. There's no reason why NWO shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame before DX. But Triple H's call, WWE, boom.
I think NWO will be in next year just because Hogan is in Tampa, WrestleMania. I think it'll make sense.
We'll see. But yeah, man. I just don't agree with a lot with Vince. Well, anything that Vince does.
Yeah, he still has that old school mentality, man.
It's sad. It's like, oh man, go home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go home, dude. Like nobody wants you.
He's mad old, man. I've seen pictures of him like prior to the Hall of Fame, taking pictures with the.
He looks like he's taking a shit all the time. He's pushing a
aged
poop
really fast. Like he looked good for a long time, but
Yeah.
it's catching up to him.
Yeah.
Big time.
A lot of demons in there, man. I think too.
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I think so.
A lot of demons. That
I can't wait till he comes out with a book or some shit. Like,
I think
I would love to read like.
I don't
shit
think
that
he will. I don't think he will. Because I don't think that he wants the world to know. You know what I mean? What's he gonna profit off? For what?
Yeah. I hear you.
And then McMahon, My Life with Vince, boom, done.
He's cheated on her.
Vince?
Yeah,
Has
he
cheated on-
admitted that. He said it.
Yeah, he's cheating on her on air. Come
No,
on,
no,
guys.
no,
behind the
that's-
scenes.
I understand
he said
that,
it
but
behind
I'm
the
saying
scenes, too.
you don't think he's messed with the
I'm sure. Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like non-disclosure
Yeah,
agreement.
exactly.
Yeah,
Give me a
yeah.
fucking break. He's a piece of shit, man. Come on.
He's the godfather of wrestling.
Yeah,
then.
good for him. And it's great. I'm glad that that he gave us this product, and this is awesome. But damn,
And
man.
we're making a podcast because of this product.
Yeah, him and Sylvester Stallone, but still, it's like, come on.
And Sasha Banks.
Fuck Sasha Banks, yo. I'm sick of Sasha Banks already.
So speaking of wrestling, Superstar Shakeup tonight. Who goes where? Who leaves Raw? Who goes to SmackDown? Does it even matter?
This is when I go to the bathroom.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters.
Who would you like to see? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Roman Reigns going to SmackDown?
Yeah,
I could see that.
Dude, I this is when I stopped becoming a fan of wrestling for a little while because I don't care. I really don't care.
He'll be on
It's
his
just
second
weird.
push when they're.
Hopefully, we'll see. But nothing excites me after WrestleMania. I like the build up to WrestleMania.
You're like a Royal Rumble to WrestleMania guy.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Just the first 3 months, and then.
I'm like the way you are a Met fan.
Oh yes.
So if the Mets are doing good, or if the Mets are in the playoffs, then you're a Met fan. Same thing.
I'll dust off the hat and the
Yeah.
jacket.
So once Royal Rumble starts coming along, I'll dust off the belt.
Yeah, Royal Rumble's always fun.
It is.
Always one of my favorite pay-per-views.
But I have no idea what I'm not trying to be funny. I don't know what the other pay-per-views are other than Royal Rumble, Survivor Series,
No Mercy.
No Mercy, like Money in the Bank. But there's one every month.
Fastlane.
Man.
Battleground.
See, I don't know.
Hell in a Cell.
I don't know about these things. I don't watch these things.
Unforgiven. I don't know. Crown Jewel. They're going back to Saudi Arabia.
Are they?
Yeah, June something.
Of course, it's money.
It's a 10-year deal.
Yeah, it's a 10-year deal.
Oh, wow.
They're doing it twice a year.
Apparently, Brock Lesnar's going to fight. Undertaker's fighting.
They'll always fight.
Yeah.
They get good money.
No, it's going to be Undertaker against Elias.
Who cares? Even if I'm pushing for Elias to have a match, I'm like, who cares? Because who cares?
Yeah.
I don't. That's crazy. That is nuts.
How was it, though, not having Undertaker at WrestleMania? Did it feel different for you guys, knowing that he was not there at all?
No, but it didn't
I didn't
hurt.
care.
It didn't. That's what I'm saying. So that should be a segue into like Triple H. Hey, you don't
We
need to
don't
be
need
there.
you.
Triple H he's gonna fight next year. He's probably gonna fight Shane
Kofi
McMahon.
Kofi Kingston for the title.
He's gonna beat him.
Or Shane McMahon. Watch.
Oh yeah, and it's even Shane. Like I'm sick of talking about.
But
Shane.
Triple H is what, 51? I think 50.
He looks it.
He could still go, though.
Who cares?
No, I can't.
Batista officially retired, though.
So he retired 5 years ago. No one missed him. I don't know why people think that he thinks. Like
I missed Batista.
You did?
Yeah,
you did. Okay.
I didn't watch wrestling in Batista era. So
I
you
watched
had the era of Batista,
I was a
Randy
fan of
Orton, John Cena.
yeah,
right?
that was good.
That was the
Like-
wackest era of wrestling in the history of wrestling.
He had a push, but it wasn't like he's not like legendary status.
He's not, but it was great to see him back. Yeah, I was all about that. But yeah, Superstar Shakeup. Make sure you guys check that out tonight. We'll see where all the chips lie. I know like SmackDown's gonna have I think they're gonna have a better roster just because Fox, they're moving over to Fox in October, and apparently Fox is dictating a lot of what's gonna happen with
They
the
paid
product
them a lot
because
of
they
money.
paid them a
Good.
shitload of money.
Good. It's on Fox. Yeah.
So they're forcing Vince's hand on making changes, and they want it to look completely different, and they want more edgier product, which is great.
You know what? This is what I'm concerned about,
I don't even know what that
edgier
means
product,
anymore.
because these guys ain't built for edgy. You know what I mean? And it's going to be forced. I'm telling you. You guys are not built for edgy. It's going to be
No, you don't
forced.
think so?
It's going to be lame. It's going to be, I don't know. I can't explain it. But these guys are built for PG. They're not built for edgy.
Maybe they'll move Lesnar to SmackDown. I could see that.
Doesn't matter. He shows up wherever he wants.
He shows when he wants, and
Yeah.
he'll get paid very well for it.
Yeah. I just don't care. I really don't.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see the new Raw Tag Team titles. Apparently they got a whole new redesign.
I'm hearing that. I thought it would have been introduced. that
Yeah,
Monday
they still
or the
haven't.
Monday
Apparently the
after.
design's been done. They're just gonna, I don't know when. But
I just don't like, those, what's it called? Copper belts?
the copper belts.
Those are
Awful.
dumb.
Yeah.
Those are just dumb. Shout out to FanDuel belts that were there at the Wrestlecon.
Oh, that. First of all, let me say that UK World Title from NXT.
Whew.
It's a beauty.
Yeah, the way FanDuel belts make them, it's
Yeah.
just great. They gave me a stud for my belt, which is great.
I gotta check them out. 'cause
FanDuel,
I
and
need
then they have another sale, FanDuel belts. Again, what they do is they sell their what do they call it,
like the default defective ones?
defective belts for like $160, and they still have them on FanDuel.com. So that's how much I got mine
on
for.
what's it called again?
FanDuel, FanDu.
Okay, FanDuel.com. I'm gonna check them out.
But yeah, they had the United Kingdom belt, and they had the Andre the Giant.
Oh, the large
Yeah,
title. Yeah,
yeah.
that was crazy.
That was awesome.
So, guys, hope you guys are enjoying the podcast, but we have a big announcement to make. I'll let Joey Rants take that over.
Oh,
Oh,
you ready?
Oh.
Listen, listeners.
Told you guys we got something
We
coming,
got
man.
something good. 80s Wrestlecon is coming April 27th. And guess who's going to be there as a vendor? Us.
The Breakdown
The
Wrestling
Breakdown
Podcast.
Wrestling Podcast. Fabian Sandow, Big Mark, and Joey Goldenera live, Freehold, New Jersey,
Check us out, April
Oh, yeah.
27th.
April 27th. Come by. We're going to have a table. We're going to have goodies for you.
And we'll be
And just
recording a
show
show,
love.
too.
Oh, we're going to go live there as well. That's right.
Yeah. So you never know who's going to show up at the Breakdown Wrestling Podcast. We're going to have 80s legends there. So we're trying to secure some interviews, but make sure you show us a lot of love there. There's going to be a lot going on. So make sure you check out 80swrestlingcon.com. Breakdown Wrestling Podcast will be there.
Dude, you're going to have Coco Beware. You're going to have Slick. You're going to
Slick.
have Wendy Richter. You're going to have Jake the Snake. You're going to have the Nasty Boys. Both Nasty Boys. You're going to have Greg the Hammer Valentine, Cowboy Bob Orton, Tony Atlas, Rocky Johnson, Ken Patera, the Powers of Pain,
Woo!
the Genius,
Warlord and Barbarian.
Bruce Pritchard. And there's going to be lunch with Bruce Pritchard that you can win.
That's
More
pretty
details
cool.
on 80swrestlingcon.com.
I
That's
think I wanna
right.
Join that.
The Young
Yeah.
Stallions are going to be there.
Paul Roma and Jimmy Powers.
Oh, yep, both of them.
Wow.
The Wild Samoans, Bushwhacker Luke. It's Ricky the Dragon
The
Steamboat.
list goes.
The list goes
stop.
on and on
that-
and on and on.
Kamala?
Kamala's not going to be there, but hey, we'll never know. He'll
You
probably
never know.
show up.
Yeah.
Barry Horowitz is going to be there.
Wow.
That's my man,
Yeah.
former GWF light heavyweight champion.
I believe so.
Boom! I saw that live. I think
And he
beat-
got his first win against Skip from the Body Donnas.
I think he beat the Patriot for that.
Patriot was like heavyweight champion.
Oh, he was
man.
heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
I remember Barry Horowitz beating somebody for
Probably the Lightning Kid.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was
the Cannonball Kid.
It was the
Kamikaze Kid.
He had a lot of names, right?
He was always a kid.
Oh, that's right. He was Lightning Kid. He had he was tan. He had man boobs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, guys, we're gonna be there. Freehold, New Jersey.
Freehold, New Jersey.
April 27th.
Was it I Play America?
It is you're right. I Play America. More info to come. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
From 10 to 5. Freehold, New Jersey, man. 80s Wrestlecon.
Yeah, don't miss out, man. We'll be there with a live show. Check out. We're gonna have a lot of information. We're gonna have some giveaways too.
Some giveaways, yeah. A lot of stuff, in the works for that. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. And we'll see. We'll see you there. And again, we're gonna see these guys. We're gonna try to get an interview. Who knows? Maybe an interview.
Yeah. No, we're working on that.
Maybe Baron Horowitz.
Also, Rugged Ronnie Garvin's gonna be there too.
That's right. Rugged Ronnie.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
No, it's going to be a great time for all you wrestling fans from the past. It's going to be great reliving those moments. And, we'll do a live show. Breakdown will be there, so make sure you check us out. You're not going to want to miss it.
Not at all. And come show love. We'll have some stuff. And come talk to us, man. You know what I mean?
Let us know what you think.
We'll powwow. We'll shoot the breeze.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, guys, that about wraps it up.
That's it. We're done already?
We're done, man.
Damn.
But there's more on the way.
That's it. Listen, again, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify, on SoundCloud,
YouTube,
and iTunes. On iTunes, everybody, rate 5 stars. I don't care, 1 star.
Just let us know.
Subscribe. You're not going to want to miss it. The show is for everyone.
TheBreakdownWPC.com. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, on Twitter. We are everywhere.
That is the website. Christian, holla at me. We got some talking to do.
He wants that one-on-one match.
Word.
All right, guys. That about wraps it up. You've been listening to the Breakdown Wrestling Podcast.
Peace.
Gotta make the money, wear the pants, put the word into your hands, be an alpha and provider. But what they don't understand is he was raised by women, and his father wasn't there to show how to change a tire, have a backbone, and to run a home. Learn from observation, but society is different now. The gender roles reversed. He's confused on what he is, and so he starts to get depressed, thinking he was something less. How he isn't a real man, cause he ain't like all the rest. If he isn't a provider, then he isn't a success. So his girl will never love him, and he keep on getting stressed. But little does he know, this is all just in his head. So he holds it all inside and doesn't get it off his chest. Leaves the house and hits the bar, and everybody starts to stare as he keeps on walking drunk, and you know where it goes from there.
Watch me break down, yeah. It's the breakdown, yeah. Watch me break down, yeah. Yeah. Engine blown out, put my face down, yeah. 808 bump, bring the bass round, yeah. Watch me break down, yeah.
They say a man is supposed to be aggressive, being bold and being a protector, and all the sensitive shit doesn't help. Man up and just be yourself, but if a man is lost about his